To get ready for my spring break trip in South Africa, I hired a 12-passenger van, mapped out a route, and then there was one more thing my scuba instructor thought I should know: how to bribe the police. The trip would take me and 6 other women, all international students, north into Mozambique and back into South Africa. And we had a lot ahead of us. The first thing that we had to do was set out on our journey, and it did not go super well for us. At age 20, I was too young to drive the rental car, so my job was to navigate. The biggest part of this job was to yell, "Left! Left!" every time we approached a rotary, so that the driver would remember to go into the left and circle around that direction. Rotaries were also really important because they signaled that we were going to approach a small town or village and the speed was going to drop dramatically. And at this very first rotary that we approached, the speed dropped and we got pulled over. Our driver at the time, a Canadian student, Mel, she was great. She was enthusiastic about driving. She failed to tell us until that very moment she didn't actually have her license on her. So there we were pulled over, speeding, unlicensed, and all from out of the country. Not good for us. The police officer approached, took his time, peered into the window, and saw all 3 rows of us. He said to us then, "I can take her to jail for this." He could, but he wouldn't, because I had trained for this. I gestured to the cooler that we had behind the driver's seat, and my friend in the passenger seat, she knew what to do. That was Mirta, my best friend, a Dutch student. She opened the cooler and reached in. It was holding our most valuable possession on that trip: cold Coca-Cola. She took the can, handed it out the window, saying, "Would you like a cold Coke?" He took it happily, and then we also added a bag of chips. That's when he knew that we knew what we were doing. When he peered into the car again, I knew it was time for the money part, but carefully. So we all took out our wallets, opened them up, rifled through, pulled out our Medicash, Mozambican money we had gotten out in advance. Passed it up to Mirta, she passed it out the window, he glanced at it, put it in his pocket. Next we went back in for the South African rand. Gathered that up, passed that forward, that went out the window, he looked at it, put it in his pocket. I thought we were probably getting close, but not close enough yet. So I looked in the back of my wallet where I had stashed some stuff when I first arrived at the Johannesburg airport a few months ago. I pulled that out, American dollar, handed that forward, that went out the window too. He glanced at that, put that in his pocket, and suddenly, with 3 currencies in that pocket, we were ready to go. Not even a ticket. We had given him, through 3 currencies, about 500 South African rand, if you totaled it all up. But fortunately at this time, in 2009, the exchange rate was 10 to 1. So we'd given him just about $50. Split that up among the 8 of us, it's about $6. Pretty good deal. So we continued on our way pretty happily, feeling quite lucky, with a new licensed driver in the seat. And we eventually made it to our destination of Mozambique and then back into South Africa to Kruger Park. But our problems did not end on the first day. No. On the second day, we got that 12-passenger van completely and totally stuck on a single lane dirt road, blocking all traffic in and out of a village. They were not happy with us. But they did come out and help us dig out our van, mostly so they could have their road back. And I decided to try some of my other skills. The Zulu language that I had been practicing intensively for a whole semester, but all I could muster together was a couple words. So I did this. Emoto gubi, gubi impela. The car is bad. Bad indeed. I guess my bribery skills were just better. Thank you.